Hi, I'm Harrison Smadjevitz.
And I'm Phil Dvorak.
The last couple of weeks, we've been discussing the shape of the Earth in Mr. Closey's class. We've discovered that an increasing number of people believe that the Earth is not round.
While some of those flat earthers have made compelling arguments, we still need to point out that the Earth is still round.
Don't worry, we're not just going to come here and just explain why you're wrong. We're just here to explain why we're right.
There is a difference.
We have evidence, so hear us out. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You know, one thing that people don't really take into account when they're talking about the shape of the Earth debate really is the universe around the Earth. You know, we're always so focused on the actual Earth itself and the evidence on the ground. We don't really think to take into account everything else around it that could help solve this debate. And one of those things I'm referring to is, like the constellations, Orion's Belt, the Big Dipper. You've seen them before on television in real life if you really pay attention enough. These constellations are the key to really proving this debate, and I'll explain why. The ones I mentioned, Orion's Belt and the Big Dipper, can only be seen in the Northern Hemisphere. We are in the Northern Hemisphere, the United States of America, Canada, Europe. We can see them because they're in this hemisphere. If you go down to New Zealand or South Africa in the Southern Hemisphere, you can't see them. And if any constellations in their hemisphere cannot be seen from here. This is because the curvature of the Earth completely blocks these constellations from being seen. And we know these other constellations exist, period, because people can travel from different parts of the Earth. If the Earth was flat and not round, everyone would be able to see every constellation. There would be, no argument or any kind of blocking.
The Coriolis effect is something that you may not know of, but it affects your daily life. As we sit here on Earth, the Earth is spinning at around 1,000 miles per hour. When shooting a bullet or anything else that's moving at high speeds, that person must account for the distance and speed of the Earth. As you sit in a circle and the circle moves fast, if you throw a ball across the circle, you instead of the ball going straight in perspective to you, it will seem like it curves. But instead of it curving, the ball does keep going straight. The ball will curve to the left or right of you prospectively. The same thing happens with a bullet. If you are firing a bullet at a long range, the bullet does curve off to the left, right, up, or down, depending on which direction you are facing. This lovely chart that we have found shows the spin drift, or the distance between the intended target that the bullet will travel based on the Coriolis effect. Since flat earthers do not believe that the Earth spins, we can conclude that, again, this is just another one of the arguments the flat earthers have been giving to us that has been disproved. When we look at the Antarctic from the flat Earth map, we see that the Antarctic wraps around the entire world. But, as we know, because the Earth is round, the Antarctic is at the bottom. And the Antarctic is not even the biggest continent. It's actually ranked 5th with about 8% of the landmass on Earth. The flat earthers believe that the coastline of the Antarctic is 11,000 miles long. But the circumference of the Earth is 78,000 miles long, which should mean that the Antarctic is not around the Earth. But since their official map is wrapping the Antarctic around the Earth, we know that none of these arguments from the Flat Earth Society can be trusted because there's so many discrepancies in their own website.
Okay, so by now we've given you all the evidence that we can give you from Earth. However, we still haven't given you the evidence from, you've guessed it, space. Yes, we humans have been to space. I may not have personally been to space. You may not have personally been to space, but humans in general have been to space. We have an International Space Station, and we've also been to the moon. And what do we have from the moon? Footage of Earth. That's right. If you look at an actual video of Earth from the Apollo 11 mission in 1969, you see a small ball that is only partially lit up because of how the sun's light goes onto the Earth. And that makes sense because you can see the difference between day and night that is described in the round Earth. But you can also see that it's also tilted to show that it's on an axis, and it's also rotating, which shows that we are living on a spinning ball in space.
So as you can see, the flat earthers don't truly have any evidence based in reality.
Between the Coriolis effect, the constellations, and the moon, based in science, we have concluded that the flat earth theory is just untrue.
And that doesn't even include all the discrepancies throughout the different flat earthers.
The official website of flat earthers can't even be constant within itself on what they agree on.
We implore you to do your own research and learn more about this interesting topic and decide for yourself.
All the accusations that are made about the earth being flat would take quite some time to rebuttal, but we hope that we have given you enough information to help you see the other side of the argument. Thank you and have a nice day.